Ahead of the 2027 presidential election, a coalition of opposition political parties and civil society organizations has appealed to the conscience of former Vice President Atiku Abubakar to give Mr. Peter Obi a chance to stand as the candidate for the opposition parties. A coalition under the aegis of AGobi 27, rising from a three-day crucial stakeholders meeting in Abuja, stated that the duo contesting at different party platforms will amount to splitting votes from the opposition coalition parties and possibly will ensure a smooth sail of the APC to victory. According to the group, while Tinubu could easily defeat both Atiku and Obi if they contest on separate platforms by using federal machineries and institutions to rig against them, 100 Tinubus with 100-fold of all the structures and institutions at his command cannot return to office in 2027 if Atiku gives Peter Obi a vice presidential choice and stands behind Obi for the 2027 presidential race. Joining us on this show to discuss their plea to former Vice President Atiku Abubakar and why they feel it doesn't stand a chance against President Tinubu is Prince Tony Akeni, Interim National Publicity Secretary, Labour Party. Good morning, Prince Akeni, and thank you very much for joining us on the morning show.
Thank you for having me. It's nice to be here again.
Okay. Prince Akeni, former Vice President Atiku Abubakar has been in this presidential race since 1993. He has contested 6 times. Most recently, when someone made this same suggestion that he should not run again, he should allow a younger person to run, he's getting old and all that. That was a very strong statement coming from his media office saying that no, he's going to run in 2027. Now, you had a 3-day meeting and you are saying, oh, Atiku Abubakar should step down for Mr. Peter Obi, who is a person who can beat the APC and President Tinubu. I'd like to ask you, now, 3 days, how did you people arrive at that decision? Even when you know that it's a matter of individual choice. It's not a matter of wishful thinking, who will run, who will not run. It's an open democratic space. The second thing is that I introduce you as Interim Publicity Secretary. Now, you speak for which faction of the Labour Party? Because I know that Arabambi and his supporters, on the other hand, will say, oh, here Arabambi is the Publicity Secretary. But here, you are saying you are the which faction do you speak for? And, you know, who were these people who decided that it must be Peter Obi or nothing for 2027?
Okay, thank you for your double-edged question. Let me start with the one that comes later. There is no faction in the Labour Party. The judgment of the Supreme Court put pay to that. The interpretation that followed a few months ago also sealed that judgment. There is only one Labour Party. Whatever else you're seeing outside the Senator Nenadi Usman-led leadership of the Labour Party is just smoke and fog that is being created for persons who have determined that the progress of this country and the progress of the Labour Party in particular is not of any interest to them. All they seek is a platform to line their pockets by impersonating the structures, the institution of the Labour Party. But that is beyond their reach now because both the Supreme Court and the Federal High Court interpretation that came afterwards has put any activity of the Labour Party beyond their reach. There is only one body, the one led by Senator Nenadi Usman as the interim national chairman, and that is the only one that exists. Then, coming back to the question of the AGobi 2027, AGobi is an acronym that stands for Atiku, please give us Obi in 2027. You will recall that in the run-up to the elections of 2023, a body of patriotic young Nigerians besieged the Wadata Plaza where PDP has their national headquarters. And what was their objective that time? They were there to plead, PDP, give us Peter Obi, because they had seen something unique in Peter Obi. They held peaceful rallies, they pleaded on their feet, they pleaded on their knees. PDP turned their backs on their pleas. And that was the seminal beginning, the seed that led to the body we call the obedient movement today. When Peter Obi resigned, that body continued the plea, they went with him, and then it snowballed into first a national momentum and then a global momentum, in the sense that Nigerians in diaspora saw the unique qualities of Peter Obi and put their muscles behind the Obi movement, and it became what it became, a fireball in Nigerian political history that has never been seen before. And what happened? In a short time, the name Peter Obi has become the central word in the political encyclopedia of Nigeria.
All right.
Now, here we are again, 2025, on the wrong way to 2027. The same understanding that our country has been blessed by an extraordinary individual in the person of Peter Obi. We also have a similar understanding that our country has been blessed by an extraordinary person in the person of Alhaji, His Excellency Alhaji Atiku Abubakar. Two giants strutting the political space of Nigeria on the side of the progressive aisle. Looking at the two personalities, their backgrounds, where they're coming from, and where they have told Nigerians they are heading, we felt that it was time to come to the intersection of their individual aspirations. And take a stand. And the stand we have taken is based on research and study.
All right, Mr. Akeni, we'll come to that study shortly, but I need to ask you, because of our time, we have very limited time. But you're speaking from the Labour Party. There are a number of parties involved now, so I don't even know which party, because neither of them, that's Atiku, Abubakar, or Peter Obi, have declared, well, Atiku has indicated interest, but they haven't yet spoken in terms of the party platform. Are you asking them to all come on the Labour Party platform? Because the PDP and the ADC now are in the mix. And then there's a third giant in the political space that might be introduced into this mix as well, in the person of the former president, Goodluck Jonathan. What would you then say to that? If he does decide to run for 2027, would you also ask him to shelve his plans and support or back Mr. Peter Obi? What would then be your stance?
Well, we will have a third leg in the appeal. We will also appeal to President Jonathan that he should consider what the majority of Nigerians have yielded their hearts to pursue. That is a presidency led by a younger person from the younger generation who clicks with the majority of Nigerians by his records of integrity, character, and consistency. Since 2009, you have seen that. No, it's not 2009, actually. When we returned to democracy in 1999, this country has churned out. 1999.
Yes, 1999.
This country has churned out. That's right. Thank you, terrific Rufai. This country has churned out hundreds of former governors. Now, when they leave office, what do you see? It is their people wallowing in poverty worse than they first came in, when they first came in. There is no one that holds the kind of majestic and impeachable record of integrity, of purity of purpose, and compassion for the poor. The person of Mr. Peter Obi could as well have 10 meals a day if that was possible for a human being to accommodate. But he has left all of that comfort.
So what party are you proposing they come on? Is it the Labour Party, PDP, or the ADC? This coalition you're talking about?
The most important thing the most important thing is the understanding that we need all of them. Whether it is, of course, coming from the Labour Party, we prefer the Labour Party, but this time, we think that Nigeria as a republic is one party.
Okay.
And therefore, as long as what we are appealing for is accepted, okay, whether it is a coalition of the political parties agreeing on the ADC or the Labour Party, that one is secondary. What is more urgent for us is for the personalities, okay, of His Excellency Atiku, okay, or Jonathan coming in to provide a third leg to the stool, okay, to accept that, okay, it is time for a redirection.
Can you hear me because of time? Real quickly. See, with the way you are going...
Very well, very well.
At this rate that you are begging Jonathan, you are begging Atiku, at this rate, I'm sure maybe you probably beg Tinubu to step down for Peter Obi in 2027 because...
Not at all.
No, but because that's what you're saying invariably. I mean, a lot of people have asked, what is wrong with Peter Obi competing in an open campaign? So can't he go ahead and face Atiku in an open primary? Because that's what some of the people against him normally say. That, you know, he wants everything to be done for him already and he just emerges. That he should go and campaign in an open campaign. And you said he has an impeachable record. People are saying against him. They are saying a lot of things against him. In a state, for instance, they are saying, you didn't turn the state into paradise. Some of the opposition figures against him, they say, you didn't turn the state into paradise when you were there. They are also talking about money that was kept in safe havens, although Mr. Peter Obi has come to explain himself on that, but these things keep coming up. They are also talking about his support for, you know, groups and not being able to condemn activities of insecurity in the Southeast. A lot of people are also saying things like, oh, he didn't do as much as he claimed. He was also hypocritical in his time. So why is he being shielded? Why can't he be made to run in an open contest against Atiku Abubakar and the best man wins? Why are we begging everybody? That's why I say at this rate, maybe we'll probably beg Tinubu to also step down for him.
It is illogical to add Tinubu to the fray or to the table in this particular case, because what we have done is to identify Nigerians or leaders who have the compassion and the pulse of the people as a priority in their individual commitments.
So President Tinubu doesn't have the pulse of the people
that Tinubu,
and the compassion?
No, I don't. With all due respect, I don't believe he's one. So that is why he's not in the equation. Then, before now, don't forget, all the things that can be said, every rot that can be put by opposition against a quality candidate. It's not the first time. Awolowo struggled almost the last quarter of his life, or more than the last quarter of his life, trying to become the president of Nigeria. Nobody gave him a chance. But when the man lay still in death, even the Ikemba of Inewi, or Ikemba Inewi, said, here lies the best president Nigeria ever had. Even Jesus Christ, there was an option to choose between the rogue, the thieves in Jerusalem, and the Savior. They chose the thieves to be freed and the Savior to be crucified.
All right.
So we don't expect that Peter Obi will stand up for election and there will be no mudslinging or digging up of all kinds of materials to malign him. Okay. But like you said it yourself, Mr. Rufai, that he has come and explained it. And I'm sure you were satisfied when Mr. Obi explained
Prince
that.
Akeni, thank you so much. I believe your point has been established this morning.